Today on Free Field Training, we're taking a look at the Asp XT DF. Asp sent this to me. It is the newest version of their duty light. And we're going to take a look at some of the features, things that are good about it and some things that are not so good about it, and some insights that you're probably not going to find other places when you're out looking for a new duty light. These retail currently, because it's their newest model, at about $170 with the full package that I'm going to be showing you here with all of the options and different dual fuel capabilities. So their newest version, this is a 600 lumen light, and I can show you right here, it does pretty well with throw. It's got a pretty good corona around it. What it really does well is run time. Even at that 600 lumens, I charged at the beginning of the month. I've been using it for a month on midnights, and I haven't had to charge it yet. I'm getting about 3.5 hours of runtime. They claim 3 hours and 45 minutes of runtime on this light, which is really good for the output that you're getting and the usable light that you're getting. Now, it does have various light levels. This is your highest setting, and then dropping it down to its medium mode, which is what I have it set at. So this light has an unscrewable top bezel. Obviously, it's drop resistant and water resistant and all that, as all duty lights should be. It's got an O-ring keeping water from getting into this USB charger. It does charge by USB when you use their proprietary 18650s in this. You plug this in, you get a red, yellow, or green depending on how charged it is, and then on the other side there is a button that allows you to change what mode the light is in as its secondary mode. You always have as your first option when you click this thing on, high mode, and then you can double click to get it down to a lower mode or to strobe. So you can have high mode and strobe, or you can have high mode and 150 lumens. You can have high mode and then 15 lumens. I like the high mode and then 150 lumens because I don't use this as a traffic wand, although you can get a traffic wand attachment for it, and that would really be the only option that I would see where a strobe mode would make sense. So unlike a lot of lights that have a weird UI where you either have to push and then push into click in order to get momentary or constant on, this has a twist end cap where one position is momentary and momentary only between high and whatever your secondary option is going to be. And you can twist the end cap to go between momentary and constant on mode. There's also a lockout feature in the middle. If you're going to be transporting this, you're going to be throwing it into your bag at the end of the day or something, you can lock the light out so you don't come back to a dead battery. Especially useful when you have it at CR123s. With constant on mode, you can go between constant on high and constant on with your secondary mode if you want to constant on it with strobe in order to use that wand, or constant on it at 150 or 15 lumens if you're going to do a search inside a vehicle or something where you don't need the full output of the light. I like the lockout mode because it allows you to just throw this in a bag at the end of the day and not come back to a dead battery, which is really useful for when you are going to be using this with CR123s. With CR123s, you definitely don't want to come back to a dead battery and that be the only batteries that you have, so lockout mode is really awesome. Before we get too far with this, let's talk a little bit about durability. I did the durability testing live on my Instagram. You can find it Tommy_free field training on my Instagram TV. I'll give you the Cliff Notes versions here, but you can go watch the whole thing if you're interested. We dunked it in water, ran it over with the car, and when someone insisted in the comments, I always take comments on my live streams, I threw it at my concrete patio, and other than some scratching on the surface of the light, a little bit of surface wear, didn't really have any problems. It still disassembled properly. There was no water ingress. The bezel wasn't cracked. Everything unscrewed, and it still functioned perfectly, which I wouldn't really expect anything else from Asp. Also on this tail cap switch, it is designed so that a right-hand user can switch between modes just using their thumb to click them back and forth. The example that I got is a little too tight to be able to easily do that on the fly, and I'm not entirely sure I would use that most of the time because generally my light is in my offhand, which is my left hand, because I have my pistol hand always free. So the batteries that this comes with, you can get it dual fuel or just the 18650 or just CR123s. I have the full charging and CR123, which is their dual fuel option. It uses an 18650, but this is a proprietary 18650, and there's a good reason why it's a proprietary 18650. The idea behind the proprietary 18650 is you only use Asp 18650s in this, so that way nobody puts CR123s in this and then goes to charge it, because if you did that, you blow the light up, which is not that unusual when you're handing these out, especially if it's an issued item at a police department. The grip here is the proprietary foam, which if you're familiar with Asp batons, you should be familiar with the proprietary foam that comes on this. And the clip is detachable. All you need is a little Allen head key. If you don't like using this clip, you're going to use it for duty, you're going to put it in a pouch, you can just disconnect that. Speaking of pouches, this is Asp's pouch that they have for this. It is a light head down pouch, and this allows you to mount it on your belt, turn the light on, and then be able to move this on your belt so you can have the light either pointing straight down while you're doing traffic or pointing forward if you're going to use it for an area light while you're working on a scene. And it clips onto your belt so you don't have to take everything off of your belt and then slide everything back on. And in case you're using different size belts, let's say you're going to use a 1.5 inch, 1 3/4, or a 2 inch duty belt, there's a little slider in here that is easy to move from position to position so that you can adjust it for different belt sizes and then just be able to clip it onto the belt without having to slide everything off and back onto your belt. You can also take that handy little slider out and it'll work up to a 2 1/4 inch, so your standard Sam Browne type duty belts, and you can use the back of this without the clip and run the back through MOLLE webbing, be able to attach this scabbard onto your vest or other MOLLE product without having to have any special type of adapter, and it holds it pretty close as well. As usual with all Asp pouches and scabbards, it comes with the Allen key built into the back that you need to do any adjustments on the light that are supposed to be user adjustable. In this case, I think that's just taking the clip off. If you go for the dual fuel option that has charging capability, of course, again, we just unscrew this so that we reveal the charging port, and the chargers that it comes with are pretty self-contained, so we're not dealing with long wires all over the inside of the car. This locks out at a certain distance. You can plug this into the USB charging port in your car and then plug this into the light, and then when you're done with it, it collapses right back down in on itself, so we're not dealing with wires all over the inside of the car. Or if you're the backpack liver, you're living out of your duty bag, you can have this or have this in your pocket and plug it right into the light and then plug it directly into a USB output on a computer. That can be really useful, especially for the squad computers at work. And of course, it comes with a little wall charger outlet and a little car charger outlet, although I imagine most people are going to have these already or are going to be charging it off of a USB on the computer in the car. It also comes with a case in case you're going to be storing it long-term or transporting it to protect the finish of your beautiful duty light. I'm not entirely sure most people are going to use that, but if that's something you use, it comes with the light. Of course, links and all of that are down in the description if you're interested in this light. If you have comments or questions about this light, or you have experience with it, things you like or don't like about it, throw those down in the description down below. Until next week, you guys be safe and take care of each other. Hey, thanks for watching Free Field Training on YouTube. While you're here, check out one of our other videos, or head on over to Patreon and see how you can get your name put on the videos like these fine folks over here. You can also get early access to the content and access to patrons-only live streams. We'll see you guys next time.